Everyone. So, I want to talk about Malta and how Malta is the unknown country. But like in the Bible, when St. Paul or St. Peter went to Rome and or Greece was in, and there was this thing, a platform that said the unknown God. That's us. Because a lot of Maltese people don't talk and don't come out of the woodwork and talk much to a lot of people. We're very to ourselves and very quiet. And which sucks because we have so much. I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to get up. We have so much history and so much passion for our culture that that it doesn't show. We have so much history in our history that we don't talk about it, and it sucks because a lot of people don't understand that if you go to Malta and you go there and you look at the temples that are there, that used to be there, but are still there, but in ruins, dedicated to the goddess, you can find out that they have been predated before the pyramids. No, yeah, predated before the pyramids. So they were there before the pyramids. Sorry, I had to think about that for a little bit. But they were predated before the pyramids. They were there. Our culture is embraced and old, and they embrace culture of goddess worship and God worship, which is amazing because everybody thinks we're just Catholic. In a sense, we're not. Our culture was never Catholic. It only became Catholic because of the Knights of St. John. Also, you guys have to understand that too, that our culture, I get very excited about this, is mentioned in the Bible before Revelations, chapters of Revelations. And that was when St. Paul went to the thing. I have to clear my nose. Pardon me. Here. I have to clear that nose because I don't want it to be running on the camera. And even if I do clear it, it still happens. And it doesn't help that I have the freaking door open because I like the cold air and I like this season, but it also makes my nose very runny. Anyways, but that means that St. Paul went to Malta, and in the Bible it says St. Paul went to an island called Malta, which is called the friendly people. Blah blah blah. Went. We were tribal people before the Turks came over and took over. For a little before the Knights of St. John took over and kicked the Turks out. So we were tribal people, and what happened is that we were dancing around celebrating, like we do every day. Because if you know Malta, they'll have fireworks and cannons and all that kind of stuff every day of their life, popping and going off like church bells in Italy. And they were dancing, and what St. Paul did is go into the fire that they were dancing around, and didn't go up in flames. So they were amazed by it, and they all converted, which I think is not that true, but it is. In a sense, they could have probably at that time, but I don't think so because the real conversion happened, or the real reformation of the country happened when the Knights of St. John came, took over, and, you know, made it all Catholic. So, anyways, but before the Knights of St. John's came, the Turks came, made their culture into our culture, mixed breeded, whatever. And that's why you'll see that a lot of us Maltese look very, let's say, Palestinian or Turkish or Arabic or whatever. And it's also not because of that. It's also because before the Turks came over, we were very, and I know a lot of us would not agree with it, but we are very Arabic. And we are, to say the least. Even if our culture wasn't not mixed with Turkish blood, then I think we would be very close to either North Africa, our culture, before that, or a little bit to Egypt. So in the African culture or region. So yeah. Anyways, but that's what happened. And then our language is a mix of Turkish, Sicilian. So we're Sicilio Turks, in a sense. Sicilian Turkish, Sicilio Turkish. That's our language. And you'll hear it like Taiba or Kafinti. Um, I just learned it today. Elja. Crap. I was just saying it all today. Like, how could I forget it easily? Anyways, Allah is also God in our language too. So a lot of people, when I post something in Maltese, you know, they say, do you have something to explain? I'm like, no. Um, Merry Christmas is Il Tai Niji, I think. I have to research that. I'm just learning our language. My mom never taught me the Maltese language. My father never taught me the Italian language, so I got to learn it all on my own at this age. It would have been very easy for me to have learned it when I was a kid, but my parents were very, let's say, not into that, and they did not want to confuse me, so they didn't want to confuse me with English or whatever. But you know what? Whatever. I don't care. You know, like I do in a sense, and I don't. Now I gotta learn it when I'm 27 years old, and it's gonna be hard as hell. And I mean hard. But I do pick up things very easily, and that's the thing. It's like my brain is still a child. Some sense, yes. Some sense, no. I think any man has a child of a brain. Not a child of brain. Brain of a child still, even at any age, anyways. And even a woman, so whatever. Anyways, so that's a little briefness of the Maltese language. And no, we're not dogs, white dogs. And I don't even think those dogs came from Malta. Like, I don't even know if they did. And I gotta research that. I think that's really fucking offensive when people say that. Like, I don't care if you don't have time to learn our language, but shut your mouth. Like, if I have to respect other people's languages and cultures, then back to you. And I know that's gonna get a lot of offense to other people, but today we live in a very offensive, very sensitive culture where you have to make sure that everybody knows this and that. But I grew up in a household which is tough love. I don't get offended by everything except for when you call us that stupid dog. But out of anything, when people talk about Malta, research, because I got in a debate with somebody or an argument with somebody who had no idea. You know what this girl had to say? Oh, I looked it up and you're all white because you're all taking pictures in the picture. I'm like, those are tourists actually if you look it up. And second of all, our blood isn't white, which is fine. I'm not racist because I am half white myself and I love both of my cultures, all of my cultures. But where in the world do we have to care about somebody's skin color nowadays? And with other cultures, like I have Colombian friends, I have, Puerto Rican friends, I have friends all over, and some of them are not the stereotypical brown-eyed and black hair and brown skin or light brown skin that you see. And my mother, who's a Maltese woman, half Maltese, wouldn't be considered Maltese because of her fair skin, light hair, green eyes. And also, it's my Irish background too, right? So, and and I just don't get it. If you say you are who you are, you are who you are. Wait a minute, getting over this cold. There we go. Anyways, but however, there are so many people from other cultures who are part of those cultures that would be considered that. Like albino black people. I don't get it. When someone says albino black people, I think that's fucking retarded because, pardon my language, they're not black. They're albino. They're white as beep. They're pitch white. And they are still considered African. And a lot of people who in the Caribbeans or in Africa, if you're a little white or you're albino, you either think you're some divine creature that they'll steal you and cut you up and take your heart and use it for medicine, or other ways around and they'll cast you out. So it's weird. I get it, it's because we haven't seen that, but at the same time, you are who you are and your blood is who you are. So be proud of it. And that's a little brief history or a brief thing with a little rant at the end of it of Malta. I'm still considered Maltese. My mom's still considered Maltese. Full Maltese. She knows a little bit of the language. She didn't tell me. Also, to my Maltese relatives who I've not seen in over 13, 14 years, if you want to contact me, and my cousins, then by all means do so. Because I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. Even haven't seen my cousins, my Maltese cousins. I mean my half Maltese cousins, but not my full Maltese cousins. And it's also a rare sighting to see a Maltese person. Like when a Maltese person meets a Maltese person, it's, I would, like, is my nose okay? Oh my god. Anyways, but sorry if I got off track there. Just checking my nose while I'm checking this video. While I'm making this video. But anyways, when you meet a Maltese person, who's a Maltese person, it's a rare thing because I have not met a lot of Maltese people. I've met probably 2, and I think that's pretty awesome. One from my old job that I just left a few weeks ago, and then another who is half Jamaican years ago, and then one on a site that I was on that lives around here, and that's about it. Oh, and one when I was in elementary school. That was cool. Like my mom's like, yeah, they're Maltese, and I could see it in the mom. She looked Maltese. So, anyways, that's cool. Like you don't, like, people don't understand. We don't talk, and we're very shy, and we're very to ourselves, and we're very good-looking people. So, if we embraced our social skills and started talking more about our culture, then it would be spread. Like I'm gonna start doing this where I'm gonna have Maltese gatherings and all that stuff and appreciation, culture appreciation day for Maltese people here, and I'm gonna go to the churches that I used to attend and other places and start doing this because it would be freaking lovely out of my bum to have my people together, because it would. It's like our culture is being hidden away for some reason, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of learning apps and all that kind of stuff that have Maltese language on it where you can type it in and then it says it, which pisses me off. So I'm gonna start doing that. Anyways, that is it for this video, and yeah, you know a little bit of Malta now. So peace, love, God bless.